Okay, yeah.
Correct. We agree on that. We both agree that
The Quran is saying.
The Quran is saying that. We agree on that.
The people were calling Ezra the son of Allah,
okay.
right?
Let's take that
But,
one
okay.
step. No,
So
you're taking.
no, I'm getting it.
We need to
but they must.
because this is deep.
Yeah, I know, I'm getting it. But they must have gotten this tradition from the Jews, right? So you're talking about Jews, right?
At the time.
Okay, but where did they get this from? Where did they get this from? That Ezra? Because this you know, it's a big thing to call somebody the son of God, right? So Ezra is a historical figure.
I understand.
Right?
Yes.
So where did the Muslims get the idea? Have you got any evidence that Muslims, where the Jews were getting?
Is giving me the evidence.
But where any historical evidence?
Outside the Quran.
Where the Jews were calling Ezra the son of Allah, the son of God.
Maybe I don't know. And
okay.
So what I'm trying to say
if you haven't got evidence, then we might as well conclude on that point that we have got no evidence upon it.
But you're saying because there's no evidence we have now that
it's a historical error. It's an historical error.
It's a historical error.
Yep.
Rather than making the assumption that the Quran is speaking.
That's why I asked you. That's why I said burden proof lies upon you. Have you got any evidence of the Jews at that time calling Ezra the son of Allah? That's why I've asked you.
Okay. I think this is kind of fine, but
that's what I said. Because we're going in a circle, let's conclude that point.
Look, my point is, and I think I'm done.
I get what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
What I'm trying to say is
that
you're saying that the Quran is making a historical error. Because they're making a sociological point on the people during the time.
So you know when it says in the Quran, right, how Isa, right, how I'm going to bring it back. So you know how it says in the Quran, right, Isa, right, he was on the cross, but Allah he was like Allah replaced him with somebody else, right, where he gave an illusion.
Yes.
Do you know where they get that? Do you know that this is in his do you know where in history this is found?
Okay,
this is found in around the 1st century, where there's a group of people, they believed how they saw like an illusion where it wasn't Jesus, it was somebody else on the cross. It was like a Gnostic group. So the Quran is aligned in the historical consensus. It's kind of in line where the historical consensus is, but it's not in line where it says that Ezra is the son of Allah. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, is there any historical sources from like the 1st century? Because there's a lot of historical documents from like early church fathers, quotations where people were called sons of gods, but nobody was called a son. Ezra was never called a son of God. There's not a historical document where Ezra was called a son of God.
And
that's
all
what I'm
saying is the Quran itself is being a historical document.
Why should I trust the Quran to be reliable? No, that's why we get that. Why should I trust the Quran so the Quran comes from you.
Fine.
Why should I trust it to be reliable?
Then is that now because you don't believe the Quran is historical?
But you said the Quran is your proof, right? Or it's a reliable source. So why should I trust the Quran to be some reliable source?
Even, let's say now you're no longer Muslim. You don't believe in the Quran.
No, but why should I trust it to be a reliable source?
What I'm saying is, even if that is the case, from a purely academic perspective, you still have to. You're looking at the Quran as a historical document now. Rather,
Ba'aman, right? Was right. You guys, Muslims are supposed to Ba'aman a lot. Even Ba'aman says, right, the Quran is not a historical. It's not a reliable historical source to go to. Ba'aman.
I've never heard this.
Yeah. So
I would.
Scholars would not go to the Quran as a historical source or as a historical document. They would rather, because the Quran has a lot of documents from fables and legends, right? That's in fables and legends. So, for example, the story of Jesus creating the bird. This was found in some legends. So the Quran, you can see some things in the Quran which are found in other sources, but nowhere about the story of Ezra is found in any other sources. But as I said, scholars don't trust the Quran as a reliable historical source to go to. They'd rather go to any other documents.
So that claim you're making about the Quran not being a historical
source. Why should I trust it as a historical source?
You don't have to trust. But then this argument now, I mean, I can't even have an argument with you now. If you're just believing the Quran itself is sort of a
reliable. Why is it reliable?
No, I'm not trying to give.
Okay.
I'm not.
You
trying
conclude
to give
it then?
No. Sorry.
You want to conclude or what? You want to finish?
Yeah, I was just sorry. The only reason I came up was because I was asking, because you're making claims about certain ahadith in Sahih Bukhari, and you're making because there's certain ahadith in Sahih Bukhari, you're making now the conclusion that Islam is false.
No.
I didn't. You're saying the Quran.
I didn't say just these verses make Islam false. When I look at Islam in a whole, when I look at Muhammad's life as a whole, the only things because let's be honest, in ancient history, we don't have everything available to us. We only have what's known to us. The only thing that's known to us is like the Malik Muwatta, the Abu Hanifiyas, these kind of sources about Muhammad. And then you have like the Sirah Rasuls and like the biographies of Muhammad. Then you have like Sahih Muslim, Imam Muslim, you have Sahih Bukhari, Sunan Nasa, Sunan Abu Dawud. That's why when I look at the only things that's available to us, and when I see Muhammad's life in this, I cannot trust him to be reliable. And even the Quran, I cannot. Well, let's look at the Quran. The Quran's your main authority. Why should I trust Muhammad to be a reliable prophet to follow, when he himself fell short of the glory of God? If he was the final authority to follow, the final Nabi, the final prophet to follow, why should I follow him when he fell short of the glory of God?
How does he fall short of the glory of God?
So Allah is telling him to ask forgiveness for your shortcomings, right? Yeah.
That's what we do.
So why should I follow somebody when there's somebody out there who's lived a perfect life, and who not only did he die, he rose from the dead? So I'm talking about Jesus.
Yes.
Muhammad lived a sinful lifestyle. He fell short of the glory of Allah. Jesus never fell short of the glory of God. Yes, he did. In Surah,
Saying that the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam,
he fell short. Allah was telling him to say wastaqfar for your shortcomings. Right? Jesus never fell short of God's glory. He was perfect. So why should I follow? You know Jesus was perfect. Jesus.
sorry, these are perfection. Only Allah is perfection.
Jesus, because we believe Jesus is God.
Only Allah.
Jesus was perfection.
Only Allah is perfect. That's
Yeah, but we believe Jesus is Allah. Like we believe Jesus is God.
You're Christian. I
Yeah,
thought you were atheist.
I'm Christian. I believe Jesus.
No.
Yeah, so I believe Jesus.
This makes it even more confusing now.
Yeah, so I.
So you've already picked a side now. I thought you were like a Muslim who was like.
No.
Oh, you're Christian.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, so
anyway, that's good then.
I already believe that. Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. So I already believe that. So when I have somebody who's perfect and there's somebody who's not perfect, and somebody who's perfect is in the final authority,
this is like a Trinity.
I should follow him.
This is going to be like a Trinity debate now. So
Oh, now we're going to.
anyway, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I thought you were like a confused Muslim.
No, man.